Hey, real talk before you scroll past another audio option. If you've ever sat down to listen and felt something was missing, like vocals weren't defined, instruments felt thin, or the bass just didn't hit, then you already know that sound matters. You don't just hear audio, you feel it. And that tells me exactly who this is for. This is for the kind of person who listens with intention, someone who notices when a track lacks presence, when scenes don't feel immersive, or when a fleeting detail slips through the mix unnoticed. Before you go any further, take a moment to check the current price and stock. Speakers like the JBL Stage 260F don't stay at one price forever, and hesitation is the one thing that turns "I want this" into "I wish I grabbed that." You know it was time to upgrade when your current setup made you turn up the volume just to chase clarity instead of hearing it naturally. When even well-mixed tracks felt constricted and small, and you found yourself leaning in instead of sitting back and enjoying. That familiar tug of frustration, that's your gut telling you, you've outgrown settling. Putting a pair of these JBL Floorstanding speakers into your room doesn't feel like a spec bump, it feels like opening the door to sound that actually fills the space. Those dual 6.5-inch drivers don't just produce audio, they project it with confidence. Highs stay crisp without harshness, mids stay expressive without congestion, and bass has the weight you can feel, not just hear. Imagine this, you hit play and suddenly every layer of a track has space. Vocals feel present and expressive, not buried. Drums don't just thump, they land. Acoustic instruments have texture instead of blur. That's the difference between gear that tries and gear that actually performs. It's not just louder, it's richer, clearer, more dimensional. Once you've experienced that level of sound, anything weaker starts to feel like a compromise. You'll catch yourself comparing every listening moment back to what you already know is possible. That's loss aversion. You don't want to lose the depth and presence you've just felt. If you're thinking about waiting for a sale or watching stock, remember this: prices move, units change, and the perfect moment rarely arrives. Waiting usually means missing out. Don't let indecision be what keeps you from the upgrade you already want. You might tell yourself that cheaper speakers could be close enough. But deep down, your instinct knows, once you hear sound that feels alive and intentional, anything less feels flat by comparison. Almost just doesn't cut it when you know what's possible. And here's something people rarely talk about: owning speakers like these changes how you experience your space. You don't just press play, you arrive at audio. It makes everyday listening feel intentional, not background noise. Presence that feels alive and defined, depth that stays controlled, not hollow clarity that reveals detail you miss, bass that has impact, not boom confidence every time you press play. It isn't the cheapest speaker pair out there. It will make lesser systems feel frustrating. At some point you stop circling comparisons and just choose what your instinct already picked. Check the price and what's available. If your gut is leaning in, trust it. Don't let this be the upgrade you look back on and wish you made sooner.